Well, hello everyone, and
Hello.
welcome to the HSS Student Success Center's Town Hall. This is our first Town Hall as a Student Success Center, so we are super excited to have you here today. You being here definitely shows your determination and commitment to having a successful semester in this virtual setting. So today we have an hour here together, and we will first start off with a short presentation that will hopefully address some questions that you may have. And then we'll go right into the Q&A where you will have the chance to ask us your questions. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so as I mentioned, we are your Student Success Center, and we are here to support you all throughout the semester and during the rest of your time here at CSUF. So my name is Julianne Vartanian, and I am one of the retention specialists within the center. And as you can see on the screen, we have a very large team, which means there are a lot of individuals who can support you. So I first want to start off by introducing you to our Associate Dean, Dr. Stern. We have two assistant deans within our college. Dr. Moreno Yamashiro is our assistant dean for student affairs, and Brittany Swanson is our assistant dean for academic services. Next, we have our graduation specialist, Mai Warren, our college advisor, Sean Tate, Melody Lim is our career specialist, and JC Cover is our experiential learning specialist. So as I mentioned, I am one of the retention specialists. Our other retention specialist is Natalie Oliva. We have our online learning specialist, Whitney Youngren, and then we have Robin Gomes, who's our administrative assistant. So some of these team members are in here today for the session to support you, and we are available for you all throughout the semester. We also have a very special guest with us today. It's the Dean of our college, Dean Fontaine. She is excited to be here with you today, so don't hesitate to say hello. Alrighty, so after today, if you have more questions just kind of about anything really on campus or your academics, there are different ways that you can contact us this semester. So while we are in this virtual setting, we do have a virtual front desk form that students can complete. So by you completing this form, it allows you to ask the question that you may have. Then once it goes to us, we can refer you to the appropriate person. So we're actually going to be sending you links through the chat throughout the presentation. Some have already been sent your way, so feel free to check those out. We are also available via phone, so go ahead and just give us a call, and it's going to go directly to Robin, and she's going to be able to help you. And then lastly, we have our email. So our email is also going to be sent to you through the chat. You can always send us an email if you have any questions. And then once again, we can refer you to one of us or any other campus resource that can help you. Alrighty, so here at CSUF, there are many different ways a student can get advising. So just know that if you are looking for advising on your GE areas, those are your A through Z areas on your TDA, then you're gonna wanna meet with an academic advisor within the Academic Advisement Center. Now, if you're looking to receive advising on your major courses, you will want to meet with a major advisor. Now, you can find who your major advisor is by visiting our department's webpage. So you can go to our HSS homepage, and on there you can click on departments and degree program advising. So from there, you will click on your department, and then once you go to your department homepage, you can see down here we have an example. The Latin American Studies, they have an advising tab, and then once you click on that, it's going to show you how you can schedule an appointment with your major advisor. So I encourage you to take a look at this page and find out who your major advisor is and how they are providing advising in this virtual setting. We also encourage students to meet with their major advisor at least once a semester, just so you can make sure that you are on the right track with your major requirements. So once again, we're sending you that link through the chat. I highly encourage you to click on it and just take a look to see how you can get major advising this semester. Another important tool that we want to utilize is communicating with your professors. So just know that you're going to want to make sure that you are up to date with your professors throughout the semester, and you can find their contact information on your syllabus. So we actually have two examples here for you today, and you can see that on the screen. So the first one we have up here, this instructor has put a lot of information, a lot of helpful information on how you can get in contact with them. So you can see here that it says when the classes are and how they are. So there's asynchronous, or synchronous. They also have their office hours, which they're letting students know that these are their student hours and that they're happening on Zoom. Through there, you can see when they are available, but it also lets students know that they're available by individual appointment, and that if you want to schedule an appointment, you can book it through their link there. They also let students know that their office location is currently Zoom or by phone. They also listed their telephone number, and they let you know that that is their Google Voice number, so it may show up a little different on your phone, and their email is listed there as well. So this is how you're going to find out you'll find out how you can get in contact with your professor. So be sure to take a look at your syllabus and see how they are providing support throughout the semester. Because you can see the other example that we have listed here. This professor lets students know that this is how you can get in contact with them via phone, and that their email is listed there, and it's their preferred method of contact. So just know that some professors may have that on there and how they prefer students to get in contact with them. So if you have a professor who has something similar to this example, then just know that email is going to be the best way for you to get in contact with them. And that if you are wanting to have an appointment, you have to schedule that with them. So this is just a few examples of different ways that professors are getting in contact with students. So be sure to take a look at your syllabus. Now just know that if you are getting in contact with your professor, whether that's via email or phone, you're going to want to make sure that you share your student information. So we have here on the screen the information that you're going to want to include in all communication. So of course, you're going to want to have your full name, your campus-wide ID, the course number, and the class day and time. So you can see down below, we have full name, Tuffy Titan, the campus-wide ID, the course number, and the class day and time. Now, the reason why it's super important to have this information is because there may be 2 Tuffy Titans in one of their classes, or they may have multiple political science 100 courses. So that's why it's really important for you to put all of that information so they know exactly who they are supporting. Alrighty. So the next one is just some important dates and deadlines that we want to share with you all. Now we are sending you this link through the chat. It's a registration calendar link. And in this link, I encourage all students to take a look at it and write down all of these dates in your calendar, on your app, planner, whatever it may be, because these are really important. So we have highlighted just 2 here because these are upcoming. So August 30th is the last day that students will be enrolled from the wait list. And it's also the last day that students can add and drop courses through Titan Online. So please be aware that if you want to make any changes through your Titan Online to your classes, it has to be done by August 30th. September 8th is also the last day for students to add most classes with a registration permit. And it's also the last day to drop classes without a grade of W, so withdraw. So once again, these dates are really important to be aware of, but also remember that if you are making any changes to your schedule, be aware of if you are receiving financial aid, what type of effects that would have for you, or just any other fees that you may have. So now I'm going to turn it over to our Assistant Dean for Student Affairs, Dr. Connie Moreno Yamashiro.
Awesome. Thank you, Julianne, for all that helpful information. So hi, Titans. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us today. I did want to go over a few campus resources. We have a ton, but specifically just highlighting 4 of them. So first, library services. So we're so excited to announce, if you haven't already heard, that the library is open on the 1st floor north, and that's available for you to use it as a study space only. So students are able to bring their laptop, their own laptop. They can study on their own for 2-hour blocks at one time. And so you could reserve a spot up to 3 times in 1 week. So if you wanted to do a back-to-back and that spot was open, then you could do that. All reservations must be done online and in advance, just to make sure the spot is available, because they're limiting the amount of people in the library, due to social distancing and regulations, to 100 folks. So only 100 people could be there. And so if they reach that max, you'll have to select a different day and time to visit the library. So you'll see in the chat, Natalie Oliva shared the link that you can go to where you could reserve your spot in the library. So you'll get 1 big table and then 1 seat, and that will be far enough from another person if they're next to you. So maintaining social distancing. You also will be required to wear a mask. So that's really important. You may have heard something called the President's Directive 21. That ultimately means the different policies and regulations that are being enforced during this time. So wearing a mask is one, social distancing is another. So those things do need to be adhered by when studying in the library, should you choose to study in the library. And this is a great option for Titans who really utilize the library as a study space, as many of our Titans do. So we're excited that they got open that first week of the semester for you all, so you can have that available as an option throughout the fall semester. But definitely check out that website, save those links that Natalie's putting in the chat, because they'll continue to update their policies should they need to make any adjustments throughout the fall semester. The second resource I wanted to discuss was the device request. So given that most of us are virtual, we want to make sure our laptop is good, that we have a good camera, we got a headset, as you can see mine. We want to make sure we're all set up in all those areas. And after this first week of class, if you're like, oh, my laptop is just not working, my Wi-Fi, I don't really have Wi-Fi, or my earbuds are hurting my ears, which was my case, so I requested this headset from the university. So if any of those things you feel need adjusting, or you need additional devices to make sure you're comfortable during this fall semester, during this primarily virtual time, we want you to request those devices. Natalie just added on the chat for you all. So again, save that link because you'll do that request to the Dean of Students office. So in the Dean of Students office on their homepage, it says COVID-19 related device requests. So then it'll make you log in, put in your user and password, and then you can request whatever device you may need to make sure you're successful and comfortable this semester. The third resource I wanted to share was our Cal State Fullerton COVID-19 website, also known as Titan Return, CSUF Respond to COVID-19 website. I really like this website, one, because it has updated information and communication of what is happening at the university. But as I just mentioned, I just talked about the library and the device requests. If you go to this COVID website through Cal State Fullerton, there's a library tab that will take you to the virtual library support. There's a tab for device requests. Everything that we're discussing, at least on my page that I'm reviewing with you right now, is on there, and so much more. And so they just revamped it. I know it went live on Monday morning when you all came back for that first Monday of the semester. And so definitely check it out. Again, Natalie added that link in the chat for you all. So it's definitely worth a good review just to make sure you feel good. And if you have any questions related to the university or in-person instruction or when we're coming back, that website has a lot of information. There's specifically an FAQ just for students, so just for y'all. And it's very detailed and very informative. So again, if you haven't visited, especially since it's been revamped recently, I highly encourage you to do so and save it, make it one of your favorites so you can check it on a regular basis. The fourth and final resource I want to share is our virtual student services. So even though most of us are working from home virtually, we are still 100% here for y'all. And so we are working our regular hours. We have some evening hours in the Success team that we're offering for you. But our Success Center, along with every other resource at the university, is fully open, fully operating, and ready to support you. So this website that's called Virtual Student Services is really good, pretty comprehensive website with different departments and programs. So if you're wanting to know about financial aid or counseling and psychological services or disability support services, or you need tutoring, again, this website has all of that. So latest hours, latest websites for those department pages, that's kind of your go-to. So again, another link that you're gonna wanna add to your favorites just so you can refer to as a quick, like almost cheat sheet, but a visual cheat sheet for you all to have access to resources as you need them. So that's it for this slide. So hopefully these programs and services that I highlighted are helpful to you. But I do want to remind you, as Julianne mentioned earlier, we do have that virtual front desk form. So if you have any questions, please submit your questions through there and we will answer you. You can also call us anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And also you can access us via email at that HS Success Team at Fullerton.edu website.